just hit me out of the blue. All of a sudden I knew just what to do. No hesitating, no wasting time. Opportunities knocking and it sure is mine, and I'm ready. Oh, you know I'm ready now. It's gonna take some strength, stand my ground, and not let sorrow knock me down. I might be afraid, but that's okay, because the Lord knows where there is a will, there's a way. Hey, ready. Oh, you know I'm ready now. Nothing can stop me like before. Every wall is a wide open door. Through any darkness I'm gonna shine. It's been a long time coming, but it's right on time. I'm ready. Oh, you know I'm ready now. I'm ready now. Well, I'm ready. Whoa. Woo. I'm ready now. Yes, I am. Woo. Just hit me out of the blue, and all of a sudden I knew just what to do. No hesitating, no wasting time. Opportunities knocking, baby, sure is mine. Yeah, ready. Oh, you know I'm ready now. Yes, I am. I said I'm ready.
Well, welcome to Unity Church of Overland Park. Yeah, we're so glad you're here with us this morning. I turned around, you were all standing up, and it's not even Rock and Roll Sunday. I realized Kelley Hunt must be here. Yeah, so welcome back, Kelley. Yes. And welcome back up to the platform, yes. Reverend Jan.
I'm ready.
It's so wonderful to have you up here with us. Would you bless our service and just open us up today with a little bit of prayer?
I would love to. And so as we breathe into this moment, we are ready. We are ready, and we are moving with all that is ours to do and be in this world, in this community. And so we stand as a strong prayer force and surround this country with love and peace, understanding, and compassion. That as we are the wisdom and the understanding, we begin to see from another's point of view and are willing to work to find that common ground. And so we send forth peace as we live and as we are peace. And so for this day right here, oh, to be together another Sunday, to come home to our spiritual home and to be connected heart to heart with one another. We celebrate. We are love. We are grace. We are understanding. And we are joy. And so it is. Amen.
And now I'd like to invite all of you to stand and join with our song leaders and sing, I'm Choosing Heaven Today.
Today
let us now prepare as Kelley and Fred lead us into a time of meditation.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
And we send our love out into the world. And the important thing to remember is that we always have choice. How is it that we move forward? How is it that we show up? Are we that light, that beacon in our world? Do we live our principles? God is, I am, I create, I pray, I live. And that's the one that we must remember, to live the truth that we are, to go forth, to be hope and understanding, to be that listening ear, to try and to truly seek understanding, a common ground. This is the fullness and the wholeness of life. To be consciously choosing healthy living. Let us breathe into that. As we remember, it's always a choice. And if we find ourselves being critical or judgmental, just as easy as that, we can take a breath and choose in that moment to begin doing differently. So let us now go into the silence and take some deep breaths as we listen in and we choose what is our way to be this day. Is there something that we need to release and let go of in order to be that peaceful, powerful presence? Let us listen in the silence. We are abundant, radiant beings as we live and remember the wholeness of God that we are. Let's breathe into that truth once again. The wholeness of God. I am the wholeness of God. Say that to yourself silently. I am the wholeness of God. And from that truth, that bedrock, radiates all that is needed, all that is desired, all that is ours to give into this world. For we are the wholeness of God. And so it is. Amen.
I just want to say before I do this song, what a pleasure it is to be back home at UCOP today. It's been a long time. Sorry. Life is shaped by who we say we've come here to be, created in me. The door is open if we are willing to walk consciously, created in me. My wildest dreams come true. I see the same for you. The only moment we ever have is right now, you see, creating me. in me. Anything is possible now. Everything our mind will allow. Life is shaped by who we say we've come here to be or create in me. Anything is possible now. Everything our minds will allow. Oh, my wildest dreams come true, and I see the same for you. Life is shaped by who we say we've come here to be. Create in me.
Well, welcome back to week 4 of our Silver Screen Spirituality series. And this week, the movie that we're looking at is The Big Short. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen The Big Short? A fair number of you. Good. So for those of you that haven't seen it, first of all, it's a wonderful movie. It's one of the few movies I've seen more than once that every time I watch, I'm like, oh, I'll pay attention to this. So I do recommend seeing it, but before you go see it, know that it's rated R. Know that there's some colorful language in it. Don't necessarily just go home and go, oh, he talked about this in church. This will be a fun little family-friendly movie for us to all sit and have family movie night with you. There's some language in it, so just be aware of that before you see it. Last week, our creative director, Jan Chapman, asked me if there was a clip I wanted to show from the movie. And I looked. I found one, finally, but I was sitting there watching it going, oh, this could, oh. But it really is a wonderful example of what happens in our world, in our society, in our lives when we forget about the power of God. When we forget to include God in our process of creating a life of abundance, of what it means to live a prosperous life. You see, sometimes in these movies, we see characters or events or people that we want to aspire to be like. We see people that we think, oh, I would love to be like that person. I'd love to have their qualities or the way they live their lives. And then we also have movies that do the opposite. Movies that show us people, characters, or situations that maybe you don't want to aspire to be to. They show us they show us what happens sometimes if we make certain choices. They show us what happens if we forget to live from the truth that we are and instead decide that we know best, we can let God go, we'll figure it out on our own. And usually what happens when you try to do that, you end up like these guys.
So is Morgan Stanley recruiting us? Is that?
Oh, no. No, the bank owns our hedge fund, but we're not really a part of it. We invest in financial service companies, and we're trying to understand the residential mortgage business.
How many loans do you write each month?
Yeah.
About 60.
Yeah. What was it 4 years ago?
10, maybe 15.
Damn, I was a bartender. Now I own a boat.
You own a boat. So how many of these are adjustable rate mortgages?
Well, most.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say about 90%. The bonuses on those skyrocketed a few years ago. Adjustables are bread and honey.
So do applicants ever get rejected?
Seriously? Look, if they get rejected, I suck at my job.
Well, even if they have no money?
Well, my firm offers ninja loans. No income, no job. I just leave the income section blank if I want. Corporate doesn't care. These people just want homes, and they go with the flow.
Good for you.
Your companies don't verify.
If I write a loan on Friday afternoon, the big bank is going to buy it by Monday lunch.
Yeah, same here.
Could you hold on a second?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why are they confessing?
They're not confessing.
They're bragging.
It's funny, when I was looking at movies for this series, Sarah, my wife, and I watched this, and after it was over, I looked over at her and I said, okay, did you see anything in there that I could maybe pull a Sunday lesson out of? Her response was, I don't know, that's your job, but I am so mad right now. You see, what happens when we forget to include that presence of God in our lives and our decisions, that element of greed, worry, fear, it sort of sneaks its way in. This is not something that's new. This idea of remembering that power, that presence of God is the source of abundance in our world, it's not new. I found this in the book of Deuteronomy from the Hebrew Scriptures. In chapter 8, the author of Deuteronomy wrote, do not say to yourself, my power and the might of my own hand have gotten me this wealth, but remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power. This is not a new idea for us to remember that presence of God is an active participant in bringing us to a life of abundance. You see, in Unity, we believe we live in an abundant universe. Here at Unity Church of Overland Park, it's one of our core values. We have it hanging on the wall. And it reminds us that power, that presence of God co-creates with us a world of prosperity, a world of abundance. Unfortunately, over time, we've lost the understanding of what that means. In fact, I'd like to go back to one of our Unity luminaries, Emily Cady. In her classic Unity book, Lessons in Truth, Cady writes, God is not a being with qualities or attributes, but he is the good itself coming into expression as life, love, power, and wisdom. God is not a being with qualities or attributes. God is not loving. God is love itself. God is not wise. God is the allness of wisdom. And God is not some dispenser of our abundance sitting on a cloud waiting for us to tithe, to pray, or to create the right vision board to give us the good that we want. God is the abundance itself. We forget, no. But we forget that. We get this this idea in our minds that we're here for God to act on us, or God to give us something, or God to do something for us. And the truth is so much different than that. Yes, we live in an abundant universe, but we can't get there through some sort of external means. We cannot give ourselves into the life of prosperity that we want to create. It is not possible. God does not have a 5% cash back plan on all prayers and tithes. Instead, where we need to devote our time and our energy is into reminding ourselves that we are the wholeness of God itself. Because when we do that, we connect with what that presence of God is. We connect with where that light, that love shines from us. You see, this idea of trying to live an abundant life, it's not about steps you need to take in the world around you. It's about remembering the truth of what you are. It's about remembering to take the time to consciously center yourself in the wholeness of God. It's not about what you give or how you give. And that's the problem I have with Unity's prosperity teachings. How many of us out here have ever heard this taught in a prosperity class or even on the platform? Give enough so you can get more. You heard that before? The more you give, the more you receive. If you want more of this in your life, give more to it. Well, there's a problem with that sort of thinking. And the problem with that sort of thinking is that anytime you feel like you have to give to something to get more, what you're doing is you are reinforcing the belief in your mind that you are separate from God. And that there's some being out there that needs you to give stuff to it so that it can dispense back the good to you. That's not how prosperity works. It's not about what we give. It's about remembering the truth that you are the wholeness of God. And then you give from that place. So what does giving have to do with it? Because I see my board president is over here. So let's just very clearly state this. I am not telling you not to give. And I know I'm a little biased, but my preference is that you would give to Unity Church of Overland Park. Because let's be honest, it costs money to do what we do here. I love you all dearly, but I'm paid to be here. Fred is paid to be here and to play the piano. It costs us money to run this place. So of course I want you to give. Of course I want you to give to Unity Church of Overland Park. In fact, Tom, how are you?
Give lots.
Give lots. Just so we get an idea, how much would each person need to give every Sunday to cover what it costs us to do?
Right around $46.
Right around $46. Okay, so that, just so you know, that's about that level. What I want us to be clear on is not how much we give or where we give, it's why we give. And folks, we do not give so that we can get something in return. Because the second we start doing that, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, we've put God right back outside of us. And we've moved out of that ability that we have to co-create a world with God. So why are we giving? We're not giving to get something. We're giving because it reminds us of the nature of God within us. We're giving because the more we center ourselves in the wholeness of God that we are, the more we're led to behave like God would behave. And God is a giving entity. Think about what's in the scriptures. If you've got a couple hours, we can go through each scripture reference that tells us how God gives into the world. It's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. You can't outgive God. These sorts of things. If we're living in an awareness of the wholeness that we are, giving comes naturally. So we don't give so that we can get something. We give because it reminds us of what we are, the light, the love of God. So how do we get there? What do we do to get into that place? Because we do live in an abundant universe. We do want to experience an abundant life. And I just told you that you can't really give your way to it, so how do you get there? The only way to do it is through prayer and meditation. Now I know I told you can't just pray for good, and we'll get to how that works. Because what you're praying for is to remain centered in that wholeness of God that you are. What you're praying for is to understand at a deeper level how you, as your individual self, relates to that presence of God. And as you begin to pray at that level, what happens is you start to realize that you have unique gifts, gifts that are yours and yours alone, that you can give into the world. Sometimes those gifts are financial and material, and we can give out of our treasure. Sometimes those gifts are our time, our heart. We can give of our time and our talent because that reminds us that we're the wholeness of God. Sometimes those gifts are our talent, and we sit at the piano and we rock it. And we give from our talent, knowing that as we do, we make this world a better place. You see, I think it's fairly easy to say that there's a fair amount of chaos in the world right now. Maybe I'm being generous by saying just a fair amount of chaos in the world right now. And as long as we focus ourselves on being the wholeness of God that we are, as long as we take that time in prayer to deepen that relationship to the wholeness of God, we're able to use what it reveals itself to us to pull ourselves out of that chaos, to pull ourselves out of that fear, that worry. The things we saw in The Big Short that led to the housing collapse. Now there's another step to this. The scripture says that faith without works is dead. I'm going to apply it to prayer. What I'm going to say is that prayer without action is an unfinished job. Prayer without action is unfinished business. It's not just enough for us to sit and to pray and to think, oh, I really hope this works out for her. I hope I realize my oneness with God, and then pick up and skip on down the road, la-di-da. It's up to us to take action on what we receive in prayer. That's how the abundance of God works in your life. It shows up as inspiration, as the inspiration to do something or to take action, to give of your talent, to give of your treasure. It's that little voice in the back of your head that heard Tom say $46 and went, I can do that. Now, God's not going to write the check for you. It's that little voice in the back of your head that heard me mention talent and went, you know what? I can cook. Maybe I can do something with that. Now it's up to you to go do it. This is a spiritual path that demands action. If you want to go deeper on your spiritual journey, you have to take action to do it. This is not magic. This is not the sort of spiritual path where you write your check and then sit and wait for Ed McMahon to show up. This is the spiritual path where you write your check because you feel that wholeness of God and you are reminded of that wholeness of God, and you know that the more you live your life from that place, the more abundant your life is. That's how prosperity works. It's not a magic system where we give to get. It's a system that reminds us that in all things we're the wholeness of God. Now I know that can be scary sometimes. That's why we learned last week to let go of the fear. That's why we've learned to step forward in faith, to know that God expresses as us. That's the work that we all need to undertake to build this life of abundance. Because when we forget to include that wholeness, we wind up with what happened in The Big Short. Not once throughout history have we ever done something that served only ourselves and it didn't at some point down the line cause the tower to come crashing down. When we connect with the wholeness that we are, we remember to think about ourselves and everyone else because we've connected with the loving presence of God that's within me, that's within you, that underlines everything in our world. The spiritual journey isn't about getting. It's not about receiving. It's about taking all of the steps that we can take to manifest that good of God in our world. And we do that through taking the time to listen, to center ourselves in that good, and then take the steps you need to take. Take the action to give of your time, your talent, and your treasure, and know that the world is blessed in return. And the more you're able to do that, the less of that unfinished business you're going to leave behind. God bless you.
Stand in fear, it's up to me. Will I tell a lie? I'll be sincere. Whoa, well, it's up to me. Will I live the life that I was born to live? It's up to me. Or will I hang tight? Or will I give? It's up to me. It's up to me. It's up to me. Well, it's all up to me. Now will I hide my heart or let it show? Oh, it's up to me. Will I stay put or will I go? It's up to me. Or will there be regrets on the day I die? It's up to me. Or will I spread my golden wings and fly? Oh, it's up to me. Well, it's up to me. Yes, it's up to me. Don't you know that it's all up to me? Yeah. Everybody, I need your help now. It's up to you. Come on and clap your hands a little bit. Yeah, all right. Now I want you to say something for me. It's counterintuitive, but it's gonna work just fine. I'm gonna say, is it up to my mother? You're gonna say, no. Is it up to my father? No. My sister, brother, doctor, lawyer, teacher, or preacher, what are you going to say? No. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Yeah. Is it up to my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my doctor, my lawyer, my teacher, my preacher? It's up to me. It's up